Yo guys, what is good? Welcome back to the Uncle Sharma channel. How are you guys doing on this lovely Thursday evening? Well, Thursday evening here in Leicester, UK. Let me know how you guys are tuning or where you guys are tuning in from. As always, lovely to hear from everyone around the world, Interisti around the world. It really is an international community. We've got a Sheriff channel member in the house, already in the house, my brother. He's notification gang, subscriber gang, mango gang, and he still doesn't get a single notification. Man, I might have to send YouTube an email, an angry Karen email to sort this stuff out. Because if you've subscribed, then you've got the notification, and you should be getting notified. So that's annoying. Freddie Boss in the house as well, another member, another regular. White Suburban Kid as well. Mateo, what's up? Manny Norm in the house as well. Big up. Manny Norm, we got to get you on the channel as well some point soon. So I'll be DMing you soon, getting you on the channel. And yeah, you'll be actually seeing some of the channel members on the channel soon as well. Tomorrow, possibly for the Atalanta preview, be getting one of the channel members on just to get, the channel members involved with the channel. But yeah, today, no Atalanta preview today, guys. Today I want to talk about, even we can touch on it, but nothing in depth. But I want to talk about Inzaghi's Inter, what we've been seeing about in Inzaghi's Inter, which has been super impressive until now. And obviously, I'm not here to jinx anything, so don't say that I'm going to be jinxing anything, or when Sharma made that video, he's the one who jinxed it. I'm just here to show the numbers that we've seen until now. We're just really early on in the season, and just make a point comparing it to this point last season as well. So make a comparison to Conte's Inter last season and the year before, and see where we are right now. So I'm not claiming that this is going to be the Scudetto winning Inter, even though I predicted Inter to win the Scudetto, but this is the Inter winning Scudetto winning Inter. But just some facts, figures. You guys know I like to bring up some facts and figures. I'm a facts and figures merchant, and that's what we do. Samir in the house, Mr. Inter Worldwide as well. Future Hendrix, recently a new channel member, using the Spalletti gif, the Spalletti meme, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, man, Spalletti's Napoli looking real good, as Hamza Mir comes in and confirms as well. I tuned into I didn't watch most of it, but I watched most of the second half, and yeah, Spalletti looking good, and Osimhen, as many people, including me, predicted, he's starting to have that big season that everyone was expecting from him, and they're looking solid as well. Another clean sheet. Spalletti ball, man. And yeah, actually, I'll bring up a point about Spalletti ball, which I noticed when I was looking at the Inter statistics as well, so we can talk about it a little bit more. Limone-ball is winning over Inter fans. Yeah, King Darian, spot on. I'm seeing, to be fair, I did see a lot of at the beginning of Conte's era as well, if you remember, towards the end of the Spalletti era, it really got drab, it really got quite boring, and the matches weren't fun to watch anymore. On the Spalletti, that 4-2-3-1, the cross and inshallah tactics got old. So as soon as Conte came in, new tactics, new system, new way of playing, excuse me, there was a lot of positivity in terms of that straight away with Conte. So I don't want to get carried away with Limone-ball, but the early signs are looking good. It's enjoyable to watch this Inter. I'll be honest, it's actually, I think even for a neutral, I'm sure if you're not an Inter fan, or if you have friends that are not Inter fans, I'm sure they must be like, I can just imagine watching Inter right now, like the goals Inter able to score, and the matches as well, the way that Inter play. I think it's enjoyable on the eye to watch. Limoncello, as I like to call it, is tasty. Hector from Colombia, hey man, what's up, bro? Hey, we haven't had a Colombian in the Inter team for a while. We need some Colombian sauce in this team. I mean, my man would obviously be Luis Muriel. I would love to have Luis Muriel in my team. I just love that guy. So inconsistent. Hit his peak way too late. But yeah, what a player. I think his last guy we had, Freddie Guarin. Freddie Guarin, Lord Freddie Guarin. The pigeons of San Siro don't miss him because he used to shoot the ball out of San Siro or hit the pigeons a lot. But I actually really liked the Guarin. He was one of my favorite players of the Banter era. And then who else? Ivan Cordoba, obviously legendary Colombian Inter. But we need some more. We need some more. Hello, Pazza Inter Worldwide. I don't know if you guys are affiliated with Inter Worldwide, but I like your name and logo. It's very, very nice. Emira, new here since Dzeko in Inter Milan. Nice. So Dzeko's bringing over new fans, and I'm guessing you're Bosnian. So welcome, the Swan of Sarajevo. He's bringing in the fan base. I like that. I don't know how to say the name because it looks like it's in Russian, I believe. Torino looking good this season. Almost got 3 points from Lazio if it wasn't for a late penalty. Yeah, Torino was my kind of surprise pick. I actually have to look back where I picked them. But I believe I picked Torino to finish 9th, which was quite high. And yeah, literally just because of Ivan Juric. And as my brother here says, they're looking good. Torino are looking good. That Juric, it just looks like he's taken, copy and pasted what he was doing at Hellas Verona, which you can see now what he did at Hellas Verona, how good that was, because you're seeing how much they're struggling now as soon as he left, and how good Torino doing as soon as he's come in. You know, they call him the mini Gasperini. You can see why. He plays very similar type of football, very aggressive, man oriented pressing, very intense. And yeah, you can see the fruits of it already. And Juric, man, I think this guy's going to be coaching a big team one day soon, for sure. My comment bringing up things not working. Oh, there we go. Pigeon Killer Guarin, lol. Yeah, man, he's legendary in those ends. Kushal says collab with the Milan Corner. Yeah, man. If you guys making, I think I've heard of you. I think I've watched some stuff from you guys. I'm down. I'm always down to collab with any person, even if you're Milan or even Juventus fans. I'm down to check out any of those. Oh yeah, Luis Diaz. I'm hearing really good stuff about him at Porto. He looked good in the Champions League when I watched him last year. Yeah, he looks like a big talent. Yeah, he's definitely one to keep an eye on. Hey, my brother Depresh out in Greece enjoying his vacation, tuning in. He's probably enjoying some nice views as well whilst he's tuning in. I'm very jealous, but yeah, my man deserves his vacation. But yeah, guys, let's get into what I want to cover today. The statistics and numbers that I want to look at in terms of Limoneball this early on in the season. As I said, don't flame me because it's just really early on in the season, but I just wanted to cover these because things are looking good for the moment. So why not? You know, I would have covered these figures if they weren't looking good. I would have covered them anyway, or if they were looking, you know, medium or average. But the main one, obviously, is the goals. Inter are far and away the highest scorers in the league. Well, I think they have to add up the Napoli goals because I don't think it's been updated since Napoli scored 4 today. So Napoli will be there second with 14, but 3.6 goals per match at the moment, Inter's average, which is really, really high. I believe only Bayern Munich at the moment have a higher scoring average. I need to double check that statistic actually, but it's a very high figure at the moment. Obviously, it's gonna average out towards the end of the season. It's not gonna stay that high, but for now, that is looking really good. And we are the team that shoots the most on goal as well. As you can see here, Classificatiri. This is from the official Serie A website, by the way. I'm not getting this from off any dodgy website or anything. As you can see, total shots from Inter 75. Empoli, actually, surprisingly second. Or not so surprising. They are a very attacking team. Now Inter have far and away the most shots on goal, which is 35, and Lazio are second now with 30. I wonder if they've gone up even more today after that Torino match. And then shots that have missed the target, Juventus and Milan are top of that one, and Inter not too high up. We don't want to be too high up on that one. So yeah, things are looking good in terms of shooting. We're creating a lot of chances, and yeah, we're able to convert a lot of those till now anyway, in the league anyway. We know in the Champions League, the one match we've had, we weren't able to convert against Real Madrid. But we'll see what happens. Assist leaderboard as well. I'm not really sure how this is calculated in terms of is it just the amount of other goals that are being created by someone? Like, I don't know how this is calculated, so I'm not going to talk about that one. And crosses, the cross at Inshallah is not quite dead. We're still crossing quite a bit. So utili means useful crosses. So we have been joint second or second in the league in terms of completed crosses or useful crosses. It's a weird way of putting it actually for this area here. Usually you just do about total crosses and completed crosses, and here they've put inaccurate crosses. So Empoli are the team that have crossed the most. And Napoli, this is the point I wanted to make about Napoli. People always used to say that, Spalletti is this cross it inshallah type of coach. I used to say, this is not the Spalletti I know from Roma. This is not the Spalletti I've seen in the past. And I think he tailored that team to Icardi to be playing that way. But we're seeing that at Napoli now straight away. They're the team that crosses the least in the whole league. So they've got 13 crosses inaccurate and 12 useful crosses. And Inter are kind of quite low down as well, 21 in terms of missed crosses. And then in terms of, useful crosses, we're high up. So we're still quite high up in terms of crossing, but it doesn't seem to be as high as it was under Conte. It still was quite heavy in terms of crossing it in and hoping for the best. So you can see there the difference in styles already a little bit. This is the saves. So this is regarding Samir Handanovic, and he is 6th bottom in the league in terms of saves, having to make saves, or you could say 15th in the league in terms of having to make saves. So he's not been busy at all. Look at that, Torino. Very well. I'm guessing today after the Lazio match they might have gone up, but in terms of shots on goal, we saw the amount of good work that Torino do, and Inter as well. You want to keep that to a minimum. Empoli very unlucky as well for posts, and posts hit most corners as well for Empoli, Juventus, and Inter. And then Inter, as we've talked about, I made a video a few weeks ago. If you guys remember, if you haven't watched it, check it out because it's still, I think, relevant. The 7 things we learned about Simone Inzaghi's Inter, which I made that video just before the international break, like 3 weeks ago, just as the international break started 3 weeks ago. And I said we would be, much more dangerous on corner kicks and set pieces, and we were top at that. When I made that video, we were already top, and we've stayed top of this list in terms of headed goals. So this is not necessarily set piece goals, but headed goals. And we've seen the added threat now of Edin Dzeko coming in, who scored, I believe, 2 headed goals already. And we saw that one against Fiorentina last match. And the added threat of Di Marco and Hakan, as we said, from set pieces is just killer at the moment. It's just cheat code. This is nothing new, as I said. We've always been, under Conte, we've been quite a physical team. We're quite a tall team. All of our centre-backs are good in the air. Some of our midfielders are pretty decent, and some of our strikers are really good. But now this season, with the addition of Edin Dzeko, we've seen even Correa's chipped in, even though he doesn't usually score headers, but his height suggests that he should. Dumfries, that's definitely a guy that I'm expecting at least 1 or 2 headed goals this season. So we're going to be even more dangerous from set pieces this year, or in the air. And it's something to fall back on, as we saw against Fiorentina. It's one of those situations where a goal just can come out of nothing. You might not have been playing quite well, like we weren't against Fiorentina, but you can just change the match in the split second with a set piece like that, with the winning header in the air. So that's really good to see, that we have that weapon in our back pocket. And these are the possession stats. As you can see, Lazio, obviously, Sarri-ball, that's what he's all about, keeping possession. They're top of the leaderboard in terms of average possession, 31 minutes on average. They keep the possession after Napoli. After there's Milan, then Sassuolo, who are continuing the kind of the Zerbi way with Dionisi as well, keeping the ball quite a lot. And then Inter 5th, so we're not too high up, which is expected, as Inzaghi's Lazio were never particularly high on possession. Conte's Inter were at some points, like at the beginning of last season, we definitely were looking to keep possession a little bit more. And then towards the second half of the season, we definitely gave up on that kind of. We went more for the counter-attacking route. Proprio metacampo, which means in their own half. So you can see Sassuolo, actually a lot of their possession, and Lazio, a lot of their possession is kind of empty, so to say, because it's in their own half. Cagliari as well, Venezia, these teams that keep possession, but mainly in non-dangerous situations. Whereas this one is the important one, keeping possession in the opponent's half. And this is, look at Napoli, very high, almost a minute more than Milan and Bologna, second, third, and fourth, and then Inter once again, mid-range, kind of in the 5th spot. So not too bad, not too amazing, but at the moment is effective. And yeah, those are the Serie A statistic that I wanted to bring up, and then comparing to last season on soccerstats.com. So you can see here, compared to last season under Conte, we are plus 3 points compared to last season. So we've got 3 more points, and we've conceded 3 less goals. So we've been more attacking. We've scored 5 more goals, but we've conceded 3 less goals, which is really, really good to see. Good statistic, that one, that really shows that Inzaghi's got the handle of the squad really early on. Obviously, comparing it to last year, we know the first 2 or 3 months on the Conte weren't great. There was no clear mentality or identity to the team. We were trying to play this really high 3-4-1-2 that was very high pressing, high defensive line. It didn't seem to quite work. And even though we were attacking with it, we weren't actually scoring that many goals, or as many goals as we should have been in terms of chances created. So that's good to see. But compared to Conte's first season, 2019-20, we're actually 2 points behind, because we had a full 5 wins out of 5 in that first Conte season. So that's why I'm saying, just keep. I don't want to overdo it things with the hype and the pressure on Inzaghi for this season, because Conte's first season, there's a lot of similarities, because sometimes we forget how we felt at that time, but emotionally I do remember feeling similarly when Conte first came in. But I guess at the end of the day, it was Conte's time was good. So if you feel like that, is a good reason. But the second season, we know that we kind of tailed off in the second half of the season. So, oh wow, we only conceded 1 goal in the Conte's first season in the first 5 games. That is crazy. And even in 2015-16, we only conceded 1 goal in the first 5 games. That's crazy. But yeah, the stats are looking really good compared to last season. More goals scored, less goals conceded. And then overall in the league at the moment, things are looking really good as well. Obviously, top of the league is most important. Well, actually, Napoli now top of the league because they won today. But form table, yeah, whatever. These I would ignore for now because we haven't really played too many home and away matches. But yeah, offense with the best attack in the league as well. Defense. Now this is always a key one. If you guys follow my channel the last few years, you guys know I always focus on this one because I believe in Italy, especially if you have the best defense in the league, you win the league, you win the Scudetto. So it's really imperative that Inter end up around, at least first or second in this leaderboard. At the moment, we are a little bit away from Napoli and Milan, who've only conceded 2 goals. Really good numbers for them both. But I believe that towards, as the season progresses, we will improve defensively even more as well, as still we're getting, used to the Inzaghi's new tactics and all that kind of stuff there. So yeah, those are the main things really I wanted to share with you guys. Let me check out what the comments are saying right now. Philip says he finally got a notification on time. That's funny because Sheriff was saying the opposite to you. He was saying that he didn't get the notifications. They kind of seem to be quite hit and miss, these notifications. How are things after our boys came back from Flores with the with the bread of victory. Yeah, I'll update you with injury news and stuff in a little while. Nick Snock says he feels good going into the Atalanta game. Nice. Yeah, I feel really good as well. But these are the ones where sometimes you get humbled, you're feeling good, and then it brings you back down to the ground. What's good, Costas? Yeah, Freddie Boss, Napoli are looking really good. Sean, we forgot to big up Dragowski's new cut and bread trim. Yes, very true. I was on my preview, I was criticizing Dragowski for his hobo look, and that usually he rocks. But against Inter, it looks like he had a fresh trim. The beard was much neater. He looked, if he comes to Inter looking like that, then I'm happy. I'm okay with him looking like that. It was just that hobo look that he was rocking before that I was not happy with. But Don Beppe, as you said, Onana, what's my name? I'll bring up. Actually, yeah. Now that you brought it up, I might as well cover that. Onana. So, actually, what is it? Yeah, on Twitter, friend of the channel, Siavush Falahi shared a tweet early on today from Fabrizio Romano's Twitch stream, where he seems to not confirm, but he confirms that there's definitely talks. Here's the tweet. So he says Andrea Onana is really close to join Inter. Is not done though. So depending on what you believe and how much you rate Fabrizio Romano as a source, that sounds. I mean, the fact that there's confirmation that there's talks, that's already a big sign. And the fact that he says is really close. He said it twice, so that sounds good. And yeah, we've talked about him on this channel a couple of times now, and I don't think he's an elite goalkeeper. I don't think he's like top 5 or even like I can't think off the top of my head, but even you can't say he's top 10 right now because he's been banned for like the last year or so. But what he did at Ajax the previous years before he was banned was really good, in terms of, and he's quite young for a keeper as well. So we know with keepers they hit their peak a lot later, and the allegations as well in terms of what he got done for seemed quite, one of those ones where he just seemed to get unlucky. Apparently, he was like he just took a supplement that his wife takes or some sort of thing where he made a mistake and there's some sort of substance that he shouldn't have taken, some sort of performance enhancing substance, but it's nothing it's not like a cocaine, cocaine. He's been caught with having cocaine or something like that. It's just one of those things that athletes sometimes seem to get caught up in. Definitely, we don't know if he's lying or not in terms of doing it by mistake, but it's not something that I would, look to him negatively for doing that. It's one of those things that can happen. And yeah, Ajax school, Barcelona school. He grew up in the Barcelona school, so with his feet, he's great. And athletically, he's a beast. He's a big unit, but he's very athletic, very quick, great reflexes. I haven't watched him on a week-to-week basis. I'm not going to claim to be an expert on him. I've only watched him in the Champions League, but when Ajax did well in the Champions League, when they got to the semi-finals, when they beat Juventus, I remember Onana being a standout. So that is great news if Inter are able to land Onana on a free transfer. So we'll see how that develops. But that's, financially speaking, is the perfect move. Especially in Inter situation, someone that's available on a free, good age. Probably his wage demands are not going to be crazy as well after coming off a long layoff, after a ban. You're not going to be demanding crazy wages. So yeah, there's many positives to the move. Obviously, the negatives are: is he going to be rusty? I'm not sure if he's going to go to the AFCON, to the African Cup of Nations in January with Cameroon. He is the Cameroon's, number one keeper, but are they going to put him in straight away? So that's definitely, has he maintained that high level that he was at before? So those are definitely questions to ask, but I think it's a gamble worth taking for sure, Onana. And what a name, what a very unique name. And he looks like a very unique, interesting character as well in the dressing room, which goalkeepers usually are. Handanovic is actually quite anomaly for keepers. Keepers are usually very extroverted, loud, crazy characters, because to be a keeper, to get balls hit in your face all match or for the rest, for most of your life, you have to be a little bit cuckoo in your head. But Handanovic is, goes against the grain. He's, quiet, reserved, keeper. It's quite a different from the usual stereotype of goalkeepers. But Onana seems to be a little bit more, extroverted, very loud. I've seen a few interviews of him. Seems quite a funny character, and he seems to have some of those hot-headed, weird crazy keeper moments where he's outside of the box, like he's near the halfway line and things like that. Tries to skill a guy. So yeah, I'm expecting, if he does come, I'm expecting a few more heart attack moments from Onana. Well, I guess more excitement. Handanovic gives us heart attack moments, but in like a not moving type of way or being really slow type of way. So we'll see. Nick Knox, Declan, and Skriniar towering over everyone with those lethal headers. Skriniar especially. I don't know what this guy has been doing. He's just gone to the next level in the air. Correa against Atalanta. Yeah, so the news is that he probably will make the squad, but he probably won't start. So he, if you remember, he got hit by De Silvestri in like the lower abdominal area, where it just looks like it was a bad impact, like just bad bruising. So it wasn't anything serious. So it seems like he's got over that, and he will be part of the squad. And it's not anything to worry about. So Correa will be there against Atalanta. By the way, add another A after the AT, because Atlanta, that's the city in the US where obviously Future is from. Or maybe you did that on purpose because you are Future Hendrix. Any update on Eriksen, Philip? No, we don't actually have any update on Eriksen. We actually don't. Apparently, he has been staying in Milan the last few weeks. Well, I don't know if he's still there, but I remember reading last week that he was in Milan. He has been in Milan for a while. He's been spotted actually with people like taking selfies in like local parks in Milan, where people have been taking selfies with him with his baby. So he's been living like a relaxed period in Milan, where he's still getting tests done. He might be back in Denmark now, so I'm not sure. But no update yet. I think they said, I think the final decision will be made around November, December time. I think the time it takes for the tests to be completed and all that kind of stuff. And obviously, I'm keeping an eye on for sure, but nothing as of yet on the Eriksen front. Big up from Minneapolis. Oh, I didn't know, Tommy, you're from Minneapolis. Another, the US gang in the community is getting quite big. It used to be, when I used to look at the statistics for my channel, actually, used to be a lot of Canada and Indonesia. Those were my two main kind of demographics. But now I've looked at recently, and it has been some more. Yeah, there's been more US, Italy as well. I don't know if it's Italians that are trying to learn English, or or English-speaking people that are living in Italy. But yeah, the demographic of my channel is growing, and I like it. It's very interesting. Yeah, Future Hendrix, I'm pessimistic about it as well. I've said myself, in my opinion, is like 90% chance that he won't play for Inter. But you never know. I hope that he will, because he would be so good in this Inzaghi team with the added freedom in midfield. I think he would enjoy this team a lot. Is there a dribbling stat somewhere? There is, not on the Serie A website. I can check. I usually do check it, but I haven't checked it this time around. But I think it's a little bit early in the season to have a look at that one. But let me have a look actually, because it is a stat that I usually do look at. FB Ref will have that. So if you just give me a minute, I will pull that up, because that is one of the stats that I remember pointing out last season. Remember, guys, I was saying that Inter are the second worst or second lowest team in terms of dribbles completed in the whole of Serie A last year. I think only Benevento or someone really bad completed less dribbles than Inter. So, and with the addition of Correa, the added freedom of Inzaghi, I was expecting this to increase. Hey, I found it. Let me share the screen. So here is the dribbles. So I'm going to go for attempted dribbles. Milan, unsurprisingly, because of the likes of Rafa Leao, Brahim Diaz, Salami Maker, all of these guys, Tonali, these are all guys that Theo Hernandez, these are all guys that like to take on their man and be, direct. So there's no surprise there. But Inter not ranking too low this time around. So this is attempted, by the way, and I'll have a look for successful. So Inter apparently have attempted 73 dribbles up until now this season, which is not too bad. Last season we were, all the way down here. Salernitana and Torino are the lowest this year, and Sampdoria, which I'm surprised actually with Sampdoria. I would have expected Kandreva and Damsgaard to be, or maybe it's just them two for them doing the dribbles. And then let's see for successful, Milan once again top with 64, Bologna, Genoa, Spezia. So Inter, I think, go down a little bit lower in terms of successful, just below Empoli, but not too bad. So we're seeing some improvements in that sense already, as I predicted, and I think it could have been expected. Successfulness wise, we're quite low in terms of successful dribbles, 50%. So it's a 50-50. If one of our guys does a dribble, it's a 50-50 pretty much. Spezia the highest was 70%, and then Napoli. So interesting. Ooh, nutmegs. Let's see who's got the most nutmegs. Venezia with the most nutmegs. Nice. So best jersey and most nutmegs. So they're definitely winning the sauce category in all ways. Venezia, Inter with only 2 nutmegs apparently. Come on, Inter, we need to improve in that sense for sure. Yeah, so thank you, Sheriff, for bringing that up. Kelvin says, Onana, I'm buzzing. Yeah, let's calm down. It's not 100% yet, but these are the types of rumors that do get us excited for sure. Ooh, RB Comps Juve fan coming in asking why Inzaghi's nickname is Limone. So I've explained this on the channel, but I'm happy to explain it again. Limone in Italian means lemon, and lemons obviously are known to be sour. How they taste, acidic. And Inzaghi built up a reputation at Lazio to be a bit of a crybaby. In post-match interviews, Italians made a lot of fun of him in terms of always crying about the referee, some sort of decision. Like he's always crying about something. And obviously Limone rhymes with his name Simone. So that's where it became Limone Inzaghi. So that's the explanation if you didn't know. If you don't know, now you know. Hurry, sorry, I'm late, Zio. Struggling to catch you live lately. I'm feeling positive with our boys. Even Handanovic, yeah. I think that's the Handanovic is the reason why people are starting to feel more positive, because we were feeling like there was that one weakness in our team that we couldn't, shake off. But since the Handanovic made that dog comment, remember the comment about there's a lot of dogs that bark, and if I throw a stone, and I don't throw a stone at every dog that barks. Since he made that comment, he's definitely stepped up, Handanovic. So maybe he needed that little controversy, that question from the journalist, just to get him fired up. Maybe we need to do that more often. Perisic watching the Milan game, that was funny. But he posted on his Instagram that he was that it's nothing serious. I mean, he posted saying that something like scout even Perisic. So he was, I don't know, on a scouting missions. I don't know if it was scouting Venezia, we were scouting Milan, but I don't know. I mean, that would be crazy though. Then the Perisic slander will start from me as well if he ends up moving on a free transfer, because let's not forget he's got an expiring contract and this season's Perisic. So imagine if he goes on the free to Milan. That would just stab in the heart. Yeah, Dragowski did look great. And his passing is improved. He looked good because I think Italiano, whose game is all based on the passing, so I think is looking better. But the Fiorentina fan who came on the channel, he himself said that is his weakness with his feet. So I trust someone that watches him, week in, week out. Ah, you're from Stockholm. Nice. Svenska gang. Kelvin says, not expecting much this season. Top 4 plus a Champions League knockout appearances will be a good first season for Inzaghi. Oh, Calvin saying his expectations really low, which I don't blame you for. I mean, you can only, setting them low, that means you won't get disappointed. I think, a top 4 expectation, I think that's, quite easily achievable for this Inter team. And, anything above that, you'll be over the moon. But after the Mercato finished and how Inter have started, and my expectations definitely have been raised now. So I guess, I'm more likely to be disappointed now. He's probably waiting now to hang with Rebic. Yeah, you don't know. These Croatian guys are quite close with each other. Onana and Brodzo in the dressing room. Yeah. That'll be an interesting combination. Definitely love seeing the new captain. Hoping it's our most important player, Brozovic. Are you saying that Brozovic should be the new captain? Yeah, shout out to Dzeko being present in all of our matches, man, for sure. Yeah, no, Tommy, I think every 99% of Inter fans are in the pro Eriksen camp. Only, some people that might be, just not about it. But I think every Inter fan knows that in Eriksen, we haven't got to see the best of Eriksen. That's the frustrating part. Yes, he had 6 good months, the last 6 months in the Conte, but that's still not the best Eriksen. There's still more that we can get from Eriksen, and I feel like Inzaghi could have got that out of him. So it is really disappointing, but fingers crossed. You never know. Hi from Croatia. Hey, Vrastka. I'm sorry, I don't know. How do you say the Croatian way of saying Croatia? HVRASTKA. Vrastka. But yeah, thank you for stopping by. And yeah, Brozovic, man, I think he will renew his contract for sure. Apparently is a priority, as it should be for Inter to renew it, because it is expiring this season. Yeah, Ali, we are 14th as we checked out. Philip says, if we didn't have Onana, who would be a pick realistic goalkeeper? Mine would either be Dragovski or maybe Uven Turbin. Shakhtar, 19-year-old. Yeah, I know a lot of Inter fans where that's the thing with Inter fans. I've seen over the years when a player performs against us, I think it's every football fan, but when a player performs really well against us, we become, kind of attached to that guy. Like you just remember, and then you keep an eye on that player. And that's the thing with Turbin, the Shakhtar keeper. But I believe, I need to double check. I don't even believe he's, is he even like a certain starter for Shakhtar, because I haven't really checked in on him. So he's got 3 appearances this season. Let's have a look. Trubin. He definitely did look very good, and he physically looked, the real deal. Yeah, looks like he is the starter. Don't know what happened there, unless maybe he was rotated or maybe got injured, but it looks like he's getting a start, and it looks like he's got 2 caps now for the Ukraine national team as well. So, and he's only got a 7 million value on Transfermarkt anyway. 20 years old. Definitely want to keep an eye on for. But my guy would have definitely been Musso. But unfortunately, he's gone to Atalanta. Dragovski, as I said, I have my reservations about him, and Fiorentina, they're not an easy team to buy from. They will make you pay, I don't think it would be less than 20-30 million if you try to buy Dragovski. So I'm not really sure about that one. I think Onana just makes sense because he's a free transfer. But apart from that, in our financial situation, I don't really see too many, possible options. The way, Milan acquired Magnon, that's really, that would be, that's really smart. What, 14-15 million euros? That would have been the ideal. But yeah, he does look like a great prospect. We need Tuku back to boost our nutmeg stat. Yeah, definitely. That's why our nutmeg stats are only stuck on 2, because Tuku's not been around yet to cause havoc and get past people. But we'll keep an eye on that, guys. Keep reminding me on these live streams to bring these things up, because then we'll keep a regular update on these things. I like it. Razor of Orion becoming a YouTube member. Thank you very much. As always, guys, I really, really appreciate the support that you guys give me. And yeah, Razor of Orion, or actually even Nick Snox. Sorry, I've missed on that one. Nick Snox has also become a YouTube channel member. Thank you very much. And yeah, I'm inviting all channel members to appear on the channel if you want. You don't have to be a channel member to appear on my channel, but because I don't do Patreon, I don't do any like content that you have to, actually sign up for to see. I do want to give priority to channel members. So yeah, channel members, Nick Snox, Orion, any other, Future Hendrix. If you guys want to appear on the channel and talk on a live stream, let me know. I definitely want to, bring on people and show the people of what this community, the people that are part of this community, because it is a great community. Thank you, Mr. Razor. Yeah, exactly. We need to doubt Hunter to get that spark of him. Why do always people say spiace? Right. So that one, I'll explain that one as well. So in Italian, spiace is like I'm sorry, like I'm sorry about something. Spiace, but he's got this accent. So he's from the from this area in Italy where they have this kind of specific accent. Where he's from, Piacenza, I think he's from, right? Simone, 1 second. Let me double check. I think he is from Piacenza. Yeah, so from Piacenza, and they have this kind of distinct accent where the way he talks, sometimes it seems like he says the letter Z instead of spiace. It sounds like he says spiazze. So that's why they do it. It's again just poking fun at the way he speaks a little bit. It's like last year with Conte, we used to, with some of the things he said, like he almost sounded like he said it with a D, like Christian Eriksen, he said the Grisdian. So it's like he's just making fun of the little, accent. Perisic was coming for Skessi. Yeah. Oh, you never know. You never know. We know Beppe has an eye on that one. He was there to see his friend Rebic. Tell Kelvin to keep that bad energy away. Operation. Yeah, man, that's what I'm on. Oh wait, this doesn't even have a star on it. Nike slacking on this. They needed a star on this one, but yeah, Operation Second Star is well underway. But I just you can temper your expectations. I don't blame him if he wants to temper his expectations so he's not. We know what Inter are like. You never know what this Pazza Inter could end up doing by the end of the season. So I don't blame him, honestly. Truban was injured for a while, so he didn't start. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I heard about Livakovic as well. He's the number one for Croatia now as well, right? So yeah, there's definitely keepers out there. But there's not, especially in the Serie A now, there's not any standout talents really. Donnarumma now has left. Even Szczesny's at a dip. Like the level of goalkeepers, I think we need to. Serie A needs to look to some foreign keepers to bring in to get the level back up. Because after Donnarumma, especially for Italians, the level drops quite a bit. Like I've never really rated Meret that much, and we've been linked with Meret, but from Napoli, and I've never really rated him too much. And physically as well, he seems a little bit frail and skinny. He seems to be quite injury prone as well, and he's never actually won the number one spot in Napoli ahead of Ospina. So there must be a reason for that. Cragno, I like Cragno, but again, I don't think he's the long-term number one for Inter. He's quite short for a keeper. And he's been at Cagliari for a long while. Are we getting the Arab money? Yeah, actually, thank you for bringing that up, Razor. The one news that also today I wanted to cover before going was there was an update in terms of the potential Inter ownership news. So here, sempreinter.com, translating news coming from, where is it coming from? Il Sole 24 Ore. So, which is a reliable source when it comes to this kind of financial stuff, because they got some stuff quite correctly last year regarding Suning. So Inter could soon find themselves under American or Middle Eastern ownership. So, as has been reported by Italian finance newspaper Il Sole, Suning is ready to start listening to offers for the Nerazzurri due to financial hardship for the company that the company is in. Suning are under pressure from the government in China, that we know, but as well, which is, it's only come in since the last few months. The pressure from the Oak Tree Fund, which is the company that loaned Inter 275 million euros in the summer. They're putting pressure on Inter as well in terms of sorting out the situation. As we said, as a few comments have pointed out, the Saudi Arabian Sovereign Fund has been recently linked. It's called PIF because they're looking at an investment opportunity in European football. They were heavily linked with Newcastle United in the Premier League. As it says, they very nearly bought Newcastle United just over a year ago, but that deal was stopped, and they're still looking to do it. So let's see. Nothing's been confirmed officially in terms of interest, just rumors at the moment. But as we saw, the US are entering Serie A in a very, very serious way. We saw Genoa just yesterday officially being sold from Preziosi, Italian ownership going into US ownership, another US investment fund buying Genoa, after Spezia, Parma, loads of teams, Roma. There's a lot of US investment in Serie A at the moment. AC Milan are US owned as well now. So, Oak Tree themselves, if Suning don't pay back the loan, Oak Tree can just take over Inter, and they're US as well. It looks increasingly likely that Suning will soon sell, and it would, by the reports, it seems like it would either be Middle Eastern or American, which I think is just probability-wise, because that's the people that are investing. That's the people with the money at the moment. These US firms see the potential in Italian clubs because a lot of them are undervalued assets. I think there's a lot of potential. As we know, as Italian football fans, we know that Italian football could be so much more better marketed. There could be so much more revenue if things were done correctly. The rights were sold better. And I think a lot of these US firms see that potential to increase the value and maybe sell on for a profit. But that's why we're not really wanting a US investment firm coming in. We want someone like a Suning who wanted to, invest to win, but someone that actually has, unlimited funds, like these Saudi or Middle Eastern funds that seem to have never-ending sources of money. They don't have to worry about no pandemics. They don't have to worry about no Chinese government communist party shutting them down at random times. That would be the ideal, of course, as fans. I never heard of this guy, but Nesheret, but I'll keep an eye out for him. Pietro in the house says, hi, Uncle Shama, I would like to see Strakosha after Handa retires. No, Pietro, no, Strakosha. Did you not see the mistake he made last week or 2 weeks ago in the Europa League? Like the guy palmed the ball into his own goal. But even aside from that, even before that, he was definitely, if you asked me a couple of years ago, I would have said Strakosha in the future. Keep an eye out for this guy to be the future, like Handanovic's replacement. But last 2 years, he's really stagnated. Inzaghi started preferring Pepe Reina to him. And now this season, Pepe Reina is still being preferred to Strakosha by Maurizio Sarri. So there must be a reason for that. Pepe Reina isn't even good anymore. He's really good with his feet, which is probably the main reason why he keeps getting into the team. But still, if you're good enough, you should be good enough to get Pepe Reina out of that team. Pepe Reina's 38, 39 now. I'm disappointed with Strakosha. He looked very good on a potential basis. But he's a free transfer, so he maybe he could be an amazing kind of backup to have. But I'm not really sure about him being the Handanovic replacement. Yeah. Future Andrew says no American ownership, please. Yeah. I would definitely prefer non-American ownership. Well, it's not more the American thing, it's the investment fund, because an investment fund, their number one aim in life or their whole mission is to make profit, make money. So they don't really care about winning trophies and things. So if it's an American, conglomerate that's looking to, is like an Italian American that wants to, that used to support Inter as a youngster or something like that, then yeah, bring him in. But American investment funds, they're just going to be looking to, create a young team, like, what they're doing at Milan. and then sell on for a profit, and then that's not what we want. We want someone that wants to stay here for a while, that wants to invest money, that wants to win things. That's what we care about. We don't care about profit and all these types of things. Manny Norm says, you're right. We need to be careful linking players that play well against us. Logan Gonzalez, we paid for that when we bought Nagatomo. He shined for us against us and helped start the banter era. Hey, man, Nagatomo, he's definitely, not amazing, but I think, he was a decent banter era player. He's definitely, I think a lot of people will attack you in the comments for this one because he's one of those very likable characters for sure. But quality-wise, he definitely was not that great. Pure kind of risky option. However, they were obviously with every potential buyer, there's pros and cons. With these guys, you've got the moral issues, the whatever, the things that go on in Saudi Arabia, which I don't know about, but people are feels very strongly about. That's why the Newcastle United move was blocked, because the Premier League themselves they didn't pass the Premier League fit and proper test, which is what is called the test that you have to pass to own a club in the Premier League. And apparently, the moral issues around what they do in Saudi Arabia was an issue. So with every potential owner, there's pros and cons. But I think as fans, or as selfish fans, all we care about is what we see on the pitch, and bring in new exciting players and winning things. So in that terms, these guys would be that's why everyone's trying to twerk for this Saudi money to come in. Forget an American owner, Nike may drop us that Barca contract money. Well, I don't know about that. I don't know how much that is really related to the American owner. We really need to do some business with Croatian clubs. We got some gems recently. Yeah, man. Croatia is just a hotbed of talent. I don't understand how such a small country, not really massive population, these guys are just churn talent on like a machine. Just like every year, there's some sort of outstanding talent that comes out of Croatia. Is crazy. But the problem with the buying players directly from Croatia is that the step up is a bit too big. Like Croatian league and going to Serie A is a big divide. We've seen how long it's taken. When we bought Kovacic, by the time Inter weren't a top team, and even then Kovacic did take some time. Brozovic has taken a while, to get really accustomed to things. But yeah, I think Croatia is definitely one of the places that if I owned the club, I would just send how on FIFA you can buy your scout and you send him somewhere. I would just send him stay in Croatia, Split, just enjoy a good life on the beach and go watch Hajduk Split and all them teams there and find me some talent. Time to live up to the dollar Inter on the shirt with the Arab self. Yeah, dollar bill, yo. Saudi Arabian Airlines to replace Socios, please. Don't want to be stream quality nerd, but your video streaming went to 360 or maybe. I think is my actually showing me my connection is not at the moment. It's not on the 3 bars, so it's maybe apologies for that if it's not coming through crisply. It's probably someone downstairs in my house watching probably Netflix, my mom or my dad, someone using up the internet. Looks like Correa won't be ready for Saturday, according to Gazzetta dello Sport. Ooh, okay. I read that he will be ready in terms of being on the bench, but not starting for sure. But we'll see. We still got a day of training tomorrow. Yeah, I knew there would be some Nagatomo defenders in the chat. Quite rightly, he has the heart but not the skills. That's the thing, the perfect way to put it. Man, I hate to even bring this up, but can you imagine De Paul under Inzaghi? Hey, man, don't get me. That one hurts. That was my guy. I've been twerking. I've been wanting De Paul for like 3 years at Inter. And I've seen Simeone, the terrorist, is not even starting this guy. Every time I look at Atletico Madrid lineup, De Paul is on the bench, so that annoys me even more. But yeah, he would have been really, really. I mean, he would have been. I think he would have been even more. You think he would have been better under Conte, but still really good under Inzaghi. Whereas I think with Eriksen, I think he would have been really good under Inzaghi. Nagatomo was first. Yeah, he had his ups and downs. I think Saudi deal didn't go through because of the BN sports drama with Qatar. Oh, yeah, that's also those political things as well. He had the honor of a samurai, but the skills of a lower league team player. Yeah, we know the legendary, celebrations with the Zanetti. I predict we get the Paul on loan option to buy for 20 million next summer. I believe. Yeah, I guess similar. I guess on the point I was making that he's not actually starting at the moment. I don't know. Atletico are another difficult team to negotiate with. I think with Simeone, I think it just takes time. He needs to get accustomed to the terrorism. It's not easy to get into that Simeone terrorism going from. Well, actually, he was playing for the terrorists of Serie A with Udinese, but I think Simeone. We saw Torreira last year. He didn't really manage to integrate. Torreira, I felt like he would have been perfect for Simeone, but he didn't really manage to integrate. It might have just taken some time, but yeah, you never know. Korea will be back to terrorize Shakhtar. Yeah, we need that. We need something different against Shakhtar this year. We can't have what happened last year against Shakhtar. And the Saudi money will bring the poor chill. Hey, then I'll be happy to believe any the poor rumors as soon as the Saudi boys come in. Well, yeah, we're coming up to the hour mark, and there was one last thing, guys, I wanted to cover with you guys before going back to Inter stats. So the amount of goals Inter have scored is actually a 61 year record. So after 61 years, the Inter scored 18 goals in the first 5 days since Helenio Herrera, the legendary Inter coach. Since those days, this is the first time Inter have scored 18 goals. So back in those days, they beat Bologna 5-1, similar to our 6-1. Then 2-1 at Bari, 6-0 at Udinese, 5-0 at Vicenza, stopping on the 5th day, 0-0 against Lazio. So yeah, another good sign, reminiscent of the Helenio Herrera's legendary Inter. And yeah, that was it. That was the last thing I wanted to talk to you guys about. Yeah, that was a enjoyable, durable stream. Oh, actually, no, there was one more thing I wanted to talk about, which I put in the scroller there. Fabio Rippert. So remember how we were talking about 7 things we learned about Inter, the video I made that Rippert, we're seeing good signs early on in the season in terms of, kilometers covered and things like that. So we're seeing good signs for Inter. Actually, I had the stat earlier on. So it was a stat about the amount of goals Inter have scored in the second half. Where is it? Yeah. So Fabio Rippert, the new physical trainer for Inter, deserves some praise for this work earlier on in the season, because the work has yielded results already in terms of Inter performing well in the second half of matches when other teams slow down, as reported here by Gazzetta and translated by Sempre Inter. When other teams slow down in the second half of matches, Inter's players seem to be able to find another gear to go into. This is evidenced by the fact that 11 of Inter's 18 goals have come in the second half of matches. It is believed that much of this physical prowess is thanks to fitness coach Fabio Rippert. The trainer joined Inter from Lazio, as I mentioned earlier on in the season. The only match you could say that's not true is the Real Madrid match, where we saw there was a drop-off in the second half, but, that was also like a physiological or psychological breakdown in that match where, Real Madrid took control of the match. And it is Real Madrid at the end of the day. You got Modric, Valverde, Casemiro in that midfield. That's a different gravy. So, it's not completely down to the physical thing. But, yeah, I like what I've seen until now. And obviously, the injuries-wise, touch wood, fingers crossed, we've not had anything serious at the moment. The Sensi one, yeah, I was saying, guys, maybe under a new trainer it could change, but Saints we've seen hasn't changed, so we could ignore that one. You have at the beginning of a season, you have those some muscular fatigue injuries at the beginning of the season, which are very normal, because you're putting a lot of heavy aerobic work at the beginning of a season, so that's very normal for players to get some little bit of fatigue. We've seen Vidal is injured actually at the moment. He's going to be out for the Atalanta match. He's got some sort of muscular fatigue. But the Correa one, that's an impact injury. So we'll obviously we'll monitor as the season goes on, and you have to be able to have some, understand which injuries could be prevented. Like the Correa type of injury, if you blame Rippert for that, then you don't understand how these things work. But muscular injuries, those are the ones that we'll take a look at and see how Rippert performs. We saw in the first year for Pintus there was a lot of muscular injuries at the beginning, so we'll see how things are. But in terms of that, let me see how Inter are actually performing in terms of kilometers covered. I think Lazio are still top in that sense. Where are so kilometers covered, Lazio are top at the moment with 111, and Inter are third, just behind Venezia. But once again, I think by the end of the season, because Lazio were really, I think Lazio finished second last year behind us with Inzaghi. So I think we will be high up once again in terms of kilometers covered. So once again, Fabio Rippert's work there, making a very physically fit team. And Napoli very low. That shows you how well they actually cover the pitch, cover the ground, not having. And actually, I do remember that from Spalletti's time at Inter, we weren't the most physical team in terms of running. Yeah, that was one of the things that you noticed straight away when Conte came in, because there was such a contrast to Spalletti's Inter to Conte in terms of the way players covered the ground. So yeah, you can see Spalletti definitely doesn't overwork his players too much physically. But yeah, interesting. We'll see how that develops as the season progresses. Aguma, I've been seeing he started every match, and that's why I'm happy that he went to France rather than slumming out in somewhere in Serie B or being on the bench of a Serie A team. Playing regularly is going to help him. Losing once again. The Saints hype train is halting to a stop already. Hey, Lord Figo coming through right at the end of the stream. Thank you, brother, for the shout out and the support as always. Venezia doing those marathons. Yeah, doing marathons, but they haven't really paid off at the moment. So yeah, they need to work a little bit smarter. But yeah, guys, thank you very much. 1 hour, 3 minutes of this live stream. Enjoyed it as always. Really active chat as always. Supporting me. 2 new channel members today, Nix Knox and Razor of Orient. So thank you very much, you two, for joining up the channel membership. And yeah, if you follow me on Twitter or Instagram, DM me if you're interested in coming onto the channel, to appear on the channel, to have your say, to just talk Inter or Serie A in general, whatever you want to talk about. But yeah, guys, Limone-ball to the moon, as Brodzo would say. And yeah, as Tommy says, leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Make sure everyone liking the stream. How do we join the channel? There should be a button somewhere at the bottom that says join. It's not a requirement, guys. It's just if you want to support the channel, there should be a button somewhere down there that says join if you are interested. And as Nick Snock says, there's a join button next to the subscribe button on mobile. I don't know about PC. Yeah, I don't know about mobile, actually. I know about PC is right underneath the video. But yeah, thank you very much, guys. As always, Forza Inter.